Good morning. Today is Sunday, September 10th, 2023, and this is the Bitcoin weekly price forecast. So basically looking at where price has gone in the past week and where price could potentially go in the future. So just like the last couple weeks, there has been little to nothing that has gone on. You see this little tiny monthly candle right here. That is September. We're about a third of the way through the month, exactly a third of the way through the month at this point, and there has been nothing. You see, it's a super doji candle right there. It just goes up and down in this range, and we've done nothing. We've really been in this range, if we're going to be honest, since about March. So we had this huge blow up in March. Super big price action, blowing through all these key levels, specifically the $25,000 level. But we blew through that, and we've just been in a range ever since. So if we look at the bodies of these candles, we've really ranged from about 30,000 to about 25,500. Could potentially break lower, but we'll take a look. So take a look here. For the past 3 weeks, you've had August, late August. This was the week with the grayscale candle where we shot up a bit and then came right back down off of the news. I really think that was more of a CME gap. We kind of talked about that last week's Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So we went up, perfectly filled that Chicago Mercantile Exchange gap in price, and then came right back down. And then in this past week, let me see this. So I was starting on the 4th. So this one will end. This weekly candle will start over tomorrow. We've done nothing. For the past 3 weeks, it hasn't even really been worth talking about. Similar to what happened after June, like we just had all of these rangy nonsense candles. So really this doesn't even have to be a super long one, but really looking at it, the best thing to do at this point, if you are, serious about Bitcoin and long-term or crypto, is just accumulate. So you can accumulate, and basically this is where you want to buy. This is where a lot of the big players are buying right now too. They gave you a gift here by pushing the price down to 25,000 versus the 30,000 that it was at. So a $5,000 discount, like what is that? That's I don't know, probably about like 20% off. How much is this candle? Yeah, so like an 11% discount from right here. That's a good price to buy at. If this is something that you want to consider being a part of in the future, you have this opportunity right now to go ahead and get in. This is what I would call, a major accumulation zone right here. One that I thought would not last this long, but again, you had another opportunity right here for accumulation, and really this whole zone. So really since June of 2022, you've had the opportunity to accumulate. And there's some different charts on the internet. Specifically, look on Bitcoin.com or look at Bitcoin.com. If you look at most of the charts on there, you will see that the best time to start, the initial time that it was good to start buying was the summer of 2022. So a little over a year ago. So we've started coming here and like we've accumulated all this range. So anytime you're in a range like this is what you call an accumulation zone. So where it's going up and coming down, and then it's not really trending. It's not trending in any significant manner. So right now we look at this range, and it came. This is about a $10,000 range over the course of 455 days. So that is over about a year and a half, about a year and 100 days or so that you have had to actually buy in these zones. And really that's all there is to talk about, because there hasn't been any price action this week. So there's not a ton to look at in that respect. So, one thing that we can talk about as well, and matter of fact, let's go down to the daily chart. Let me just show you exactly how nonsense this is. So again, this was June, and we had actually, I can put the drawings back on. We came down in June. We had this channel here. Again, this is an accumulation zone, but we really, what ended up happening was you had a line right here. You had a wedge forming, and that ended up breaking to the downside. You had one right here. So that, it was a downtrending wedge. You came up, and it was a reversal pattern. We came back down. But really at this point, if we take a look, I'll do a parallel channel here. We haven't had much. As a matter of fact, I would really call this like a downtrend. We've had somewhat of a downtrend at this point. I don't need to extend that line. We've had a downtrend. We broke it for a quick second, but really, like I said, that was the Chicago Mercantile Exchange gap. But overall, the direction has been slightly downward from a high of 26,800 to potential sweeping lows of about was that 25,200. So just tapping that $25,000 demand line, and this is you have two major supports here. You have a support that's holding up right here that could volley price back up. Again, I said you need to get above and close above 32,000. That is the key level. Again, almost did it here. Wasn't able to quite do it. But yeah, once you get a strong daily, weekly, monthly close above 32,000, that's going to be your key. That's going to allow you to get to 35,000, 40,000, 45,000. And at that point, if we take a look at it, there's really not too much stopping it. So you get past 48,000, you get past 52,000, and you get past 69,000. And around this area is when you're going to start seeing a lot of people get interested. You're going to have a lot of people interested in Bitcoin, and people are going to be buying in. Big institutions or ETF will probably be approved. So we'll see. We will see how that works. But the other thing I was going to talk about was this is the Bollinger Bandwidth. So Bollinger Bands are a measure of volatility. They can basically look at what the price swings are. So if we look at this, and I will expand this a bit more, Bollinger Bands right now, I mean, they hit pretty much a record low in August, and now we're kind of hovering around 0.08, so 0.03 to 0.08, so very narrow Bollinger Bands. If I zoom out, I should say, I'm just looking at the area. I'm looking at the area between this zone, between this 0.03 and 0.08, and just how long have we stayed there historically. So if we take a look, looking at these zones, you had a dip here, dip into the zone, and then this was 2020. So again, this is the bull run, right? So huge volatility. Where did it start? Yeah, so we came down in COVID time was right here, so that was a major crash. We had a little a period of low volatility, but after that, you started that bull run going into late 2020, and running all the way up through 2021, summer of 2021, and then we finally started crashing in, I think it was September. Matter of fact, the peak was somewhere around November, I think. And then you're going to see high volatility on the downside. So you saw high volatility going up and high volatility going down until you get to the bottom, which is kind of where we're at right now. You just see this range of motion. So you have like this low volatility period right here, where price isn't really doing anything. But if we see, let's take a look here. Let's say we first entered this zone in 2022. I'll say we really started staying here around like January. So since January, it's been 9 months. Okay, so remember that number, 9 months of low volatility where we're constantly dipping into this band. But if we take another look, like when was the last time that we consistently dipped into these bands like this? I'll say like this is a period of low volatility in March of 2016 all the way to December of 2019. So what is that again? That's about 9 months, 9-month period. So now we can go back to let's expand this again. So we said March of 2016. So right about here. So March of 2016, and then all the way until December of 2016, roughly here. So we take this look, right? When we say like, okay, this is a period of low volatility here, price wasn't really going anywhere. But then if you look, I mean, even though it was on a pretty relatively big upswing, we were at lower prices at that point. So it wasn't, and I guess volatility really is kind of relative, but we weren't moving nearly as fast as what could be, right? So then you got to this period, and we really just ran straight up after 9 months. You look at this, and in the next couple months, we had run 200%, so that's about 165 days. So about 5 months, 150 days, 5 months, we ran 200%. And then over the next, after that 9-month period, we ran 2,000% in 365 days after that 9-month period. So what I'm saying is we ran a significant amount over that period, and that wasn't even this was the blow off top. Yeah, this was the blow off top in 2016. We hadn't reached, this is post halving actually. Yeah, that was 2016 was post halving. So that March period, like that was after the halving, and then we kind of had that major run up. But here at this point, again, we've been on a period of low volatility, a lot of economic activity, a lot of stuff going on in 2024. I think we could see something similar. We're not going to stay here forever. Like, I don't see this dragging out through the end of the year. I think we should see a major price rally going into the end of the year, but we'll see. I said I was going to keep this one short, but we are at 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So I will go ahead and cut it there. I think I'm going to make some more videos this week, potentially about look into Bitcoin.com. I might take a look at Glassnode and see some of the other metrics so that people can get a better grasp of understanding that, hey, again, this is a beautiful time to be accumulating. If Bitcoin is something that Bitcoin, crypto in general, is something that you see going into the future. It's something that I absolutely see going long term, but for everyone that may not be the case. But I will start making some more videos about specific metrics that people aren't really seeing, because usually on Sundays I just talk about the price and what the price action is, but there are other indicators and metrics that kind of give a better grasp of why exactly Bitcoin is doing what it's doing. So until next week, hope you guys have a great week. Check out christalkscrypto.com for any crypto resources, and I will see you guys on the moon. So hope you guys have a great week and take care.